Hey guys, Hayden here. I have some exciting things to show you this video. For the last week and a half or so, I've been working on my February game of the month. Initially, it was supposed to be a shoot 'em up bullet hell style game, and I created a very basic prototype for that, and I just wasn't feeling very motivated to continue working on that project, so I decided to hop on to something else. And it sounded like it would be a lot of fun to potentially recreate a Bomberman style game. So that's what I have been doing in the last week or two. As you can tell by the title of this project, it is Bomberman Clone. And that was the goal of these last few days, is to get a functional prototype of basic Bomberman mechanics. So far, I have two different players that can play. I have not created any AI characters or enemies. It's just a 1v1 bomber fest. It's going really well so far. Not too long ago, earlier today, I finally implemented the random breakable block placement like algorithm type thing. So that was super exciting to finally figure out, because it was giving me trouble for a while trying to find an efficient way to check each floor space that's empty in the room and decide whether or not to put a breakable block there or not, and then move to the next one, and then to the next one, and then move down the next line. And eventually I figured out a good way to do it, and so far, let me open the game and show you. So when the game starts, you are greeted with this the game room with a basic indestructible block outline, which are the dark gray you see here. All these dark gray blocks are actually tile sets, or a tile set, and they don't allow you to move into them or through them. And then the blue blocks are the destructible blocks, and those are also solid. However, if you place a bomb next to a blue block, they explode, and they have a 50% chance of dropping power-ups. Right here you can see I have two different power-ups that dropped. I have a speed power-up that increases my player speed, and a firepower power-up, which increases the distance at which, or the length of the bomb explosion. So normally it goes 1 square in every direction, given their space. And if I pick this one, it'll go 2 squares in every direction. And then the speed one I picked up, right now it's coded so that each time you pick one up, it increases your speed by about 20%, or by exactly 20%. And then that caps out at 100% increased movement speed. So now I'm at 40% increased movement speed. It's noticeably faster, and the reason I capped it at 100% faster is because going twice the speed of like default is actually kind of hard to control, and I felt like having it unlimited would be ridiculous, like given that I haven't balanced how many drops you should see in a map. There's about 180 floor spaces in this map, and I made it so that 50% of those floor spaces should be filled by the breakable blocks, and I also have it right now so that 50% of those breakable blocks will drop a power-up, and 1 out of 3 of those would be speed, so that allows for potentially 15 on average speed boosts to drop in any given map. So getting 5 of those already maxes your speed. I think that's okay. And the same goes for the other 2 power-ups. Like on average, you'll get 15 extra or increased bomb drops and 15 increased explosion length drops for power-ups. And so you can see I'm moving pretty quick now. And I also have the ability to place multiple bombs, as well as get bigger bomb explosions. You see the second player's been sitting up there in the corner since the beginning because I'm terrible at playing both characters at once, but they both work perfectly fine. They both have their own individual stats for how fast they are, how many bombs they can place, and the length of their bomb explosions. So you can see this guy's still stuck at tier 1 length essentially, but I just picked up a new one, so it increased it to tier 2. And right now, if a player does hit another player with a bomb, they just die and the game restarts. But you can see now that I have completely random, or completely different layout of breakable blocks that spawn every time the game launches or every time the game is restarted. And I just bound that restart to it with my R key so I can show you that. So basically, on average, 50% of the spaces should be breakable blocks, which are the blue blocks. You'll see each time the game is restarted, you get brand new spaces of blue blocks. I started out with a problem where it would sometimes create the blue blocks like directly in front of the player and directly next to the player, so they literally couldn't move, and all they could do is place a bomb and die. But I fixed that, made it so that the spots directly above them and directly to the right of them are always cleared no matter what the generation. That way you can always, like the red guy up here, you can always move to one side, place a bomb, and get to safety, just barely. But that allows you to get the game started, right? And I think that's totally an acceptable method for now. It's yeah, I'm pretty excited about how this is going. Let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas for any ways to add original gameplay mechanics to this. I've been brainstorming a few ideas. I'm not going to let them spill right now in case I can't follow through with them, but I have some ideas on mechanics or gameplay mechanisms I can add to make the game not just a Bomberman clone. That's the goal here, right? I'm trying to make... I want to be able to recreate a game from scratch, and then I want to put my own twist on it. And so far, I would say I've just about completed the recreate the game from scratch to a acceptable extent. So right now I have a fully I just killed myself. I have a fully functioning Bomberman 1v1 clone. So yeah, like I said, if you want to leave a comment on something you might like to see in this game, or if you want to see maybe how I've coded everything to work the way it does, I might make a video on that given I have time. But yeah, for now I think that's it. I will see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be, well, you'll guarantee get one more video at least before the end of the month, and that will be with the finished game. And depending on how much work I get done, how fast, you might get 2 videos, one showing progress and then one showing the final product. So look forward to that. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.